We're testing out the new Belkin NetCam HD Plus. It works in the dark. It's a Spike Studio product review of the NetCam HD Plus by Belkin HD Wi-Fi camera with night vision. Welcome everybody, another product review from Spike Studio. This time we're taking a look at the NetCam HD Plus from Belkin. This works with their whole Wemo system. This has the night visions, their latest version. Works with, like I said, the Wemo, which lets you do a whole bunch of automation things, as well as work with their switch, their motion sensors. So there's things you can do to trigger it, or you could just use it for viewing. We're going to talk about all that. First things is what we get in the box. This is a pretty straightforward setup that you get in the box itself. Pop it open real quick. You're going to get a help me guide. As you can see, pretty easy to do and set up. The camera comes pre-assembled except for the power. So you're going to get the camera on the stand, and it does the full degrees, angles, everything else. Why? Is because on the back there's some mounting. You're able to mount this on a wall, if you have other mounts that are already built in the house. The idea is to make it accessible. Keep in mind, you will have to have power because it does come with a power plug. So depending on how you want to run your power, to plug this in is one of the things. And they do send you some little mounting screws. They're standard everyday mounting screws. They tell you what hole size to drill and all that stuff. So we're taking a look at that in the app and the setup. On the back of it, and we'll put up an image so you can see even better, but on the back during setup, there's a quick little switch. If you put it in the up mode, it basically has a settings. This allows this to broadcast its own Wi-Fi name. You connect to it, then you do all the configurations. Once you get it configured, which means connecting to your hotspot, connecting to the Belkin cloud, because this does have cloud service available as well, you're then able to switch it into basically live mode. So it lets you connect to it directly and then switch it over. It'll connect to your Wi-Fi and off it goes. You'll get status indicator lights that you can also see on there to let you know it's Wi-Fi connected and some other settings. There is a reset button on the back as well. One good thing about this is it does have two-way talk. So not only does it have the ability for you to listen, but it also has the ability for you to talk a little bit. Was the audio quality perfect? No. Was it decent enough? Yes. What would you use it for? Hey, get off the counter. That kind of thing with the kids. This would be great to have in a playroom downstairs. So what comes with this before we get into the setup? So it's a 720p HD streaming camera. It goes right to your smartphone or tablet, so it'll work with both. And there is an app you can load on both, which we'll take a look at, of course. We're going to load up on the iPad. You could load it on your Android phone if you wanted to. The push-to-talk is there. You can set the motion alerts. It does have the night vision built in, which is awesome, so you can have the round-the-clock type of stuff. Then what they do have is their cloud monitoring. So basically it allows you to upload the images securely to their cloud and then subscribe so you could store it in the cloud and retrieve it. You can get a 30-day complimentary subscription to start testing it out if you want to. Otherwise, you have to sign up. So let's tell you what. Let's go ahead and get the app set and take a look at how it functions once it's put together. So we went ahead and plugged the camera up, as you saw, because it takes a minute to get on the network. We're now live. You can see the lights down there. Hopefully, yeah, you can. We're now live. We'll point it at the studio area. It took a second to get the camera online. It takes a second for it to fire up, get onto the network, connect to their cloud service to be available for the app. Now, one thing you should know, and I didn't like about the app, is that when I first went in, if this is offline, there was no easy way for it to refresh. Close the app, wait for it to connect, come back in, it shows up online. I couldn't find a way to get it to see that the camera was there, so just keep that in mind. It came right on as soon as I refreshed. There's a couple screens we'll take a look at. There is a settings availability for the overall app itself. Then, of course, there's one for the camera. So you have a few options there. There's also one for feeds. There's a screenshot of that. Feeds let you see other people's feeds from sharing their netcams with you. And then the last one that you see is clips. This is available in your cloud service. You can go back and review clips that are there. So one other thing is you notice on the screen itself, there is a firmware update for the camera. So they will automatically let you know that you can update the firmware on your camera to get better performance and function and features out of them. So we're going to take a look at the camera. Now, interestingly enough, if we go back, the home screen is straight basically up and down. You can't turn it into landscape mode. You can only have it in portrait mode, not landscape mode. As you see, it doesn't turn. But as soon as you click the camera, it jumps to that mode. It's really weird, and it doesn't work in portrait mode. So I wish I could lock it where they make it smaller. As you can see, we've got a picture up of part of the studio, part of the green screens and everything else that's in there. And what I'm able to do with this then is from the actual screen that I have up for you to look at now, I can take a snapshot of what's going on at the time, which is nice. It saves the snapshot. I can record. I can turn on the audio. Now, the problem is we'll get some feedback if I keep the audio on. But I should be able then, if I turn this up, to hear the audio coming back through the camera. So that's on the other side pointing back to us. Let me turn that down. That's obnoxious, isn't it? And then I can talk to it. Hello? Oh, you have to turn on audio for it to work. So I have to click the audio button at the bottom for it to let me speak out from that microphone. We'll try that one more time. Hello? Oh, you got to hold it down longer, apparently. Hello? Is this working? So let me turn that off before it gets really obnoxious for all of us. So now, as you can see, you could talk both ways. The speaker's not the best quality in the world, but it allows you to talk to it. You can get some information that's on the camera. You can see that we're on a local network. It'll tell you if you're on the internet side. You can get the audio information, the frames, the quality. All that type of information is available underneath the info tab that's up in the corner. Now, last piece is we should turn this into night vision mode and test that. So give 1 second. We're going to jump over and turn it in night vision mode. So I went ahead and we'll bring up a screenshot. I put it in one of the darkest places you could possibly go just to let you know how low the light is. I shoved it in a cabinet under one of the sinks. I wanted to show you. So there's barely any light that gets in because I closed the door to the actual bathroom it's in, which then I closed the door to the cabinet that it's in to let you know that for low light, I mean, there was a trickle in there. I knew there would be, but it does a really decent job of letting you know how deep it can go inside of here. Great frame rates, great capabilities. So imagine this at night, even with a little bit of dim light, somewhere you wanted to watch or somewhere you wanted to see. So let's jump over and have a final review of what we think of the whole product. So we've walked through the night vision, we've walked through the day vision, we walked through the audio, we've looked at the application itself. I mentioned the integration with Wemo. So Wemo is Belkin's automated system. You can take this camera and have it do some things on its own, like from the web interface. You can configure it when there's large motion to capture a snapshot or record some video. You can set the sensitivity levels. You can make it work with the Wemo system. So when there's triggered a motion detector, the camera comes to do work. All that stuff integrates together. Whole separate video for that, but you should be aware that that's there. Otherwise, love the camera, love the weight, like that it's mountable. You can screw this little piece off, but I wish I could pop this piece off a little easier because it's already mounted on there, because maybe I want to hide this behind a picture frame or I want to hide this somewhere else. Keep in mind, you do have to have a range for the power to make this work. From there, worked pretty flawlessly. I wish the app was a little more consistent with the way you had to turn it different ways to do different things, but it seemed to function fine. The web interface, you have to maybe load a plugin or something for your browser to get it to work, but it was easy to work with and configure. So overall, Belkin, thanks very much for sending over the NetCam HD Plus with night vision, the new wider range angle, audio both ways, everything you pretty much want as another option for some home security work and also some home automation. Please subscribe to the product review playlist that we have. Click the like button below. Click through to Amazon even if you're not buying. Let them know that you appreciate our reviews. And otherwise, thanks again for watching.